Hello everyone and welcome to the Murphy's Magic Apprentice line. I'm Javier Fuenmayer and thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to take a look at the atom rings. You're going to be able to push solid through solid visually right in front of your spectators' eyes. Our world is mostly empty space, and I'm going to prove it to you with these rings. We can take the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4 rings and actually make sure they are 100% solid, they don't come apart, and they are exactly what they seem. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 of these rings and start rubbing them together, causing those molecules to go through one another in that empty space. And you can see that now these 2 rings have linked through one another. Make sure they are solid and they do not come apart. Now, you didn't know what to expect for. You didn't know that they were going to link. So watch, I'll show you very slowly. You'll see clearly the 2 rings as I rub them together, causing those molecules to go through one another just like this, going straight through each other. Now, you don't just have to do this in my hands. In fact, this can happen in your own hands. So here, before we do that, check them out. Make sure they do not come apart. And of course, these are 100% separate. So open up your hand like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place all of these on your hand like that. And now we're just going to snap our fingers and have those molecules go through each other, making those rings link. Not through 1, 2, 3, but 4, just like this. Proving once again that our world is mostly empty space. Inside your Atom Rings package, you receive everything you need to perform Atom Rings. You have your key ring, which is a gimmicked ring that opens up like this. Don't pull it too much. We want it to stay closed. You also get 2 rings that have already been linked, as well as just a solid ring. With this, you're going to be able to create the routine you just saw. To begin, you're going to start off by grabbing your solid ring, the one that does not come apart, and you're going to place that into your right hand, followed by the 2 linked rings, followed by the key ring. Okay? So, from outside or from closest to my fingertips, we have key ring, linked rings, solid ring. We're then going to start telling them that the world that we live in is mostly made up of empty space, and we're going to prove it to them. We're going to start by counting that we have 4 rings. This is going to create the illusion that we have 4 separate rings when really 2 of them are already linked. We're going to start off by counting 1, 2, 3, and 4. Notice how when I count 2 and 3, I don't really move my hands far apart from each other. If I did, you would definitely see that they are linked. So please make sure when you do 1, 2, 3, and 4, you keep your hands very close to each other so they don't know that those 2 middle rings are linked. Here, we're now going to have them check the ring out so that they can really make sure that it's solid and it does not come apart. We're going to pretend that this is our spectator's hands checking that ring. All you have to remember during this part of the routine is to transfer the rings from the left hand to the right hand. As simple as that. When you do that, you're now able to get the ring back from your spectators and put it onto your right hand. Then you're going to tell them that you just need 2 rings to start, and you're going to place all of those rings into your left hand. When you have all the rings into your left hand, you're just going to take the 2 that you can actually take out closest to your hand and remove those from your wrist. Your audience will think that these are separate, but they actually are linked. So you want to make sure that when you bring them out and you start rubbing them, letting them know that you just have to find that empty space to cause the molecules to go right through each other. All I'm doing is just rubbing, and whenever I want to make the magic happen, you just push in and it'll create the illusion that solid went straight through solid. You can give it a little spin if you want, give it a little tug, and hand them to your spectators so they can check it and they can make sure that it doesn't come apart. There's no moving parts or trapdoors. This is going to be the spectators' hands. As they are checking it out, we're going to take these rings out of our hand. what you have to remember is that the one that's closest to your fingertips is the key ring, is the one that actually opens up. So you want to grab it with your right hand. I'm going to take the two rings out. I'm going to have the key ring in my right hand, solid ring in my left hand, and now we tell them that they didn't really know what was going to happen before, where we're going to take the rings and start rubbing them together. It is as we do that that we're going to do the secret move. If you take a closer look at how I'm actually holding this key ring, notice how the opening of the ring, of the key ring, is right at the tip of my index finger. This is going to allow me to then put pressure with my thumb here so that when this key ring is underneath, I can actually push that open and cause it to go straight through. Of course, we don't want to do this like this to our spectators. That would be exposure. You want to do this while it's in your face, or hidden, technically I should say, behind your index finger. From the front, it looks a little bit like this. I'm going to do it in slow motion here. We're going to rub. I'm adding pressure to that opening, and then I continue to rub, and then it goes straight through. Okay, so once again, right here, if we rub, you can see that that goes straight through and they link. Let's take a look at it one more time. I'm going to do a half exposed, half so you can see what's going on. Just want you to see the angle of what it looks like when we do it like this. You can see that as I rub it, if I start to add pressure, it starts to separate just a little bit. And that lets me be able to move the ring and have it penetrate without really there being that much of a pause. What we really want to do, our goal, is to have no pause. If we can link it with no pause, that is going to be the most magical. Let's do a situation point. Remember, your spectators are checking out the two linked rings and you have these two in your hand. You're now going to do the visual link where you start rubbing them together and cause them to go through one another. You can spin them like this if you'd like, and now you're going to put these rings into your right hand. And now we're going to extend our hands so that they hand us back those rings. Here we're going to tell them that solid is going through solid, but that's not even the best part. The best part is that it's going to happen in their hands. And as we do all of that, we're going to be doing the following. We're going to place the two linked rings onto the right hand. We're then going to transfer all of the rings onto the other hand as we continue to talk. And now we tell them that this is going to happen in their hands. But before we do it, we want them to make sure that they really are solid and they do not come apart. Okay? What we're really doing is we're handing them back the same two rings that they just checked out. But because they're now checking those and we're talking about these here, it's creating the illusion that they've checked all of the rings. But the most important thing is that these two sets of rings are separate, because in our next phase, we're actually going to link them in the spectator's hands. So we want to make sure that we're ready for that link, and we're going to do that by holding the key ring in our right hand with the opening right as we've been doing throughout this routine at the tip of our index finger. Now, when we get these rings back, we're going to use a little misdirection to do this link. And you're now going to ask them for their hand. It is at that moment that you're asking, can I see your hand, that you're going to do the secret move. That's the misdirection. So you're going to put these rings here because you want to show them how you want them to hold a hand. Okay? So because you're showing them, this is the reason you need your free hand. Not only that, that is actually linking the rings to each other. So let me show you what that looks like here. All we're doing is, as I bring these rings onto the other hand, I'm squeezing through as I ask for their hand. Then all I have to do is put the rings on top of their hand, snap my fingers, and cause all of the rings go through each other, proving that our world is mostly empty space. And that completes your Atom Rings routine. If you have enjoyed playing and learning and causing those rings to link through one another, then I encourage you to do a simple Google search or a YouTube search for linking ring magic. There is tons of magic books and information out there that can take these same props that you have in your hands to a whole nother level. So I want to thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you next time.